What is up, everyone? My name is Chris and Fanzon. You are listening to the Hidden Doors podcast. Upcoming is my conversation with my friend from Estonia, Lauri, and he is a YouTuber. He is an author of a book. He creates games. This guy's an interesting mofo. So I have my conversation with him on everything that he's doing. And I hope you enjoy the conversation. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that damn notification bell so you can stay up to date on more videos, podcasts, conversations coming down like this. I hope you enjoy.
Thank God for Google.
Yeah. Thank God for Google for a lot of things. Can you imagine like not knowing not needing to know information and having to like go to a library and look it up in like an encyclopedia or something? Like imagine not having Google search
Exactly.
or like anything like that.
I've done that before. The library thing.
Yeah.
In the past. It's horrible. When Google arrived, it kind of changed everything.
Yeah. So, your name is Lauri?
Yeah, but it kind of sounds like a woman, so I go by Lawrence.
Got it. Doesn't sound like a freaking woman.
It kind of does. Like in UK, all Lauris are women. So.
Where are you from?
Estonia. So one of the Baltic states.
Okay, so my geographic knowledge is horrible. So where the hell is that? Estonia.
All right. It's basically
I'm looking it up
the part of Europe, Scandinavia.
Okay.
So Scandinavia consists of Sweden, Norway, Finland, Latvia, and it's like Finland is north from us. It kind of looks like a rabbit on a map. So Estonia is right under Finland and next to the Russian border. So
okay, I got
maybe
it up.
Scared a bit here.
I see it. Okay, yeah. It's a weird world right now, right? With
Yeah, indeed.
You guys on edge a little bit?
Some people are. But I mean, there history-wise, there's a reason to be afraid because
Yeah.
we've been invaded twice. But since we are now in NATO, we shouldn't be afraid that much. But if the agreements with Russia don't cost much, then there is a reason to be afraid.
Yeah. It's a weird world, man. I don't know why
Oh
people
yeah.
just can't get along. Like, why do people have to, like, go to war? I don't get it.
Well, same here. I mean, everyone has their reasons, but history-wise, usually it's insanity or greed, and this kind of is the driver here.
Yeah. Well, you say Lawrence is your, like, U.S. name? Is that how we going by your name? Lawrence?
Yeah, it's
Well,
my basically my writer's name and everything I use because it's so easy to pronounce, and Lawrence Lyle kind of feels fluid.
I like it. I like either way. Either Lauri, Lawrence, they're both great names. Well, it is
Perfect.
a pleasure to meet you in person. We have been Facebook messaging for a while.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, so it's nice to put a face to the name. I appreciate you coming on here. And
It's good to
before
be
this, I
here.
was looking up your Facebook and everything. You are a interesting person. You do a lot of amazing things. I think your YouTube channel. I'm surprised actually that your YouTube channel isn't getting way many more subscribers. Like the way, first of all, you can give yourself an introduction and everything, but your production skills and your commentary skills, like your voice,
Oh,
all of it
thanks.
is spot on. Like I'm surprised you don't have. If I didn't see the subscriber count and I were to just look at your channel and say, oh, this guy at least has at least 500,000 followers. It's so I'm
Thanks, I
curious.
appreciate it.
I'm
I've heard that.
curious, like, how did you? You must be like, and then I saw a picture of your studio. Your studio is legit. Like that's a legit studio. So I started thinking this guy must be have done this in the past. Like you must have done some kind of, uh, production in your maybe day to day job to get this good at what you're doing now. And I don't know. That's it's so interesting. So I want to talk to you about all that stuff. But I'll let you
Sure.
give you a chance to introduce yourself because you know outside of me hearing you on Facebook Messenger, I haven't really heard exactly what you do.
Yeah, well, I'm a freelancer in every field. I stopped working 9 to 5 in 2011, but way back, even when I was still, in school, like seventh or eighth grade, starting from that, I got really interested in making videos or movies. So we kind of used those, what we call in Estonia is a soap box. So basically, box to keep your soap in. Well, those
Yeah.
were the cameras that day. This had really bad picture quality, but we still used them to make like home movies and tried to edit it in Windows XP. So it had like a movie maker software, really basic, but it
Uh,
got the job done. So we battled with using the battery of the camera. It only lasted about 5 to 7 minutes, so needed to really be productive. So I edited this all this video material basically. It was kind of fun to see that you've got some clips and you can arrange them together and get a movie or a sequence of actions. So I got really creative in shooting in ways that I can put it all together, and I always have a vision in mind, or the outcome in mind. So I just go work from front to back, basically. I see the outcome and then I do everything step by step.
and you started getting interested in seventh grade.
Yeah, I think it was maybe earlier since I saw a first movie,
So when
but
was your first like production you put together?
um, well, production is a strong word, to be
Uh,
honest. The things I did were horrific. If I'm looking backwards, what I did, it's embarrassing, really. But but we filmed everything. But I think that in 2007, I think was a real production value. It was a comedy series, not even series, a comedy take on Doctor House. You remember this TV series?
yeah.
Yeah, with Hugh Laurie. So we kind of me by the way, getting friends together to film everything, that's the difficult part, because everyone lives their own lives. They have like friends, families, whatever, they want to play to, whatever, and getting people together, it's the hardest part. So that's why I quit making those movies, kind of. But anyways, we got the movie done. It was a nice take on Doctor House. I think there is still a trailer up uh, on YouTube somewhere. But the movie I put together, I lost it. Since I moved like twice after that, I lost all the material, all the CDs, everything I had on. So I
Oh,
have nothing, man.
it's not like today. You could have had that on like the cloud.
Hmm.
You know
I still have the memories though. Fun
what?
enough.
What was it? A movie commentary about House?
No, it was like a humorous take on Doctor House. Like people,
Got it.
yeah. I mean, we use wigs, like those really big African American hairdos, and just funny lines. And it wasn't that good, but in my memory, it kind of was, because I was a newbie.
But and then your YouTube channel is about games, like game reviews, I
Yeah.
believe. What, were you always into video games?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the first passion I have, I think. Well, most of my childhood, I got the good part, as I'm saying, because we didn't have smartphones, and people weren't that involved in internet that time. So I got the best part, I think, to play outside, building snow castles or just tree houses. So playing with worms, digging ditches, and covering them up with plywood to make them tunnels. So that was fun. But I remember the first Christmas I got the NES. So it was a Japanese system Famicom. When I got this and Double Dragon, the game, I was hooked, man. Summers when previously gone outside, I was now inside man. So yeah, every game I got my hands on, I played. But thank God for my parents. They kind of took the system a couple of times away because I was not behaving well, and I still got the summers.
But you do game reviews on like a lot of different games.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's like if you scroll through your page, it's like hundreds of, I don't even know how many, but it's a lot of videos. Do you
around
have all
two
those games and you play all
hundred.
those games?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a collector as well.
How do you have time to play all those games?
Well, that's a good question. That we can dive in later on,
Because
definitely.
like one, let's say for example, like one of those videos, you were saying, because I just picked one randomly, and it was like you were and you always give a you said before it was a humorous commentary of house. It seems like you try to always add humor into things, which is funny because
Yeah,
it like helps, make it easier to watch. But you were like saying that it took you like 3 days to get past this one level, and I was like, oh my god, this is one video. Like
Crash
in
Bandicoot
order
probably.
in
That was
order
the
to get,
video.
I don't know which one, but in order
Yeah.
to do all these videos, that's time intensive. Like how many videos are you posting like a month? Because in order to do that, you have to play the game a decent amount, and then you have to produce these are well produced videos.
Thank you.
These are not like, I do this podcast, but I after this I don't mix or do anything in the middle. I do a little intro in the end, boom, that's it. And that's hard to do and I do 3 of these a week, but
Nice.
you're thinking through this a little bit more, you're editing it. So how can you, that's a lot of time. Like how do you do all that stuff?
Well, first of all, time management, because I kind of want to play the game. So I buy the games I really want to play. I rarely buy something that I hate because that's time consuming. And if I don't enjoy playing, this wouldn't make much sense, to be honest. So I buy the game I like. I make I complete the game, and I sometimes record most of the footage. So in order for me to not waste time playing, I use the material to make the video. So I'm kind of multitasking. So me and my girlfriend, been together 11 years. We both enjoy gaming. So we kind of give controller to other person and the other one is watching. So that time while I'm watching, I'm actually writing down notes, what I love about the
Nice.
game, what I hate about the
If your
game.
girlfriend didn't like video games, there's no way you could play video games, by the way. You'd have a
Yeah,
lot
I
harder
know.
time.
I know. I have friends who've lost this magical time in their lives. So that definitely helps. I mean, so I'm writing down notes and I'm editing the script. And usually, uh, I specifically try to target some sort of sentences to insert a joke in there. The- I don't want them to be forced, but I just want them to be me. So that's my process at least. And editing, I have a simple template. So I just load my previous project, delete the commentary and delete the material, and just edit while every other effect is already in it. So a 1 day's work.
That makes it easier. Like I do the same thing, but you're still inserting the right commentary when you see the right
Ah, yeah.
you're still editing. Like a template for me, I upload it, I do a quick couple things, and like,
Hmm.
it's a conversation, so I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
go crazy with this. But so it takes you a full day to do the editing and everything.
1 day for script, 1 day for editing, and usually it's the difficult part. Difficult part is to find the right snippets of video I'm trying to talk about. So I do them later. I have my PlayStation 5 controller. here behind the computer, and while my script is playing, I'm actually opening the menus in the game and recording the material too. So I have like fresh takes on everything I talk about. So finding through hundreds of hours of gameplay footage, it's impossible. You can do that, but it's impossible. So I'm just editing and recording at the same time for specific snippets.
Got it. Has anyone ever said to you that the way that you do the commentary is really good? And I'll give you my perspective on this.
Yeah.
Your it's a this combination of your tone, but also your accent. It makes it sound really cool. Like I just don't know. Like if I heard an American voice do it, I don't know. Your voice sounds much cooler. I don't know why. And you know, that's coming from someone who's from the other side of the world, right? So like you're in Finland and people probably always talk like that, but you have a really cool accent and tone and the way that you add humor to it. Like it's enjoyable to listen to. That's why when I see these videos, I'm like, what the how's this guy not having millions of followers? Like I would assume because you know what? Doesn't like who's that big guy who does like all these video reviews?
Well,
Uh,
one is Angry Joe,
no.
Werfabai,
He's like one of the biggest YouTube channel people. I
ever,
for
or
yeah.
gaming wise.
I can't remember his name, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something with that. But he doesn't sound like anything like you. I would prefer to listen to you than that person.
Thanks.
Have you had these compliments before?
Uh, People who find my videos, they have left comments just like that. But getting through masses, it's getting discovered. That's the hard part. So I'm doing those videos. Definitely, I would love more subscribers. It's a given, but
Yeah.
getting people in there, that's like impossible. And I'm not giving up, but I'm doing it for fun anyways. So if it happens, it happens. Nice. But yeah, the comments about my jokes and the way I sound and talk and review games, I've had those good ones a lot. But yeah, as mentioned, getting discovered really difficult. By the way, I listen to my voice and accent, and I don't like it as much. I would much more prefer English, native English speaking person. So it's kind of the opposite for me.
Yeah, that's funny. It's the
Hmm.
opposite for me. It's like I prefer yours.
That's good to hear. That's comforting. Thank you.
But all that being said, you don't spend any money on advertising. It's all organic and just recently I think you've hit a little bit of a peak as far as like what certain subscribers that you haven't seen before. I think 50
Yeah,
or 100 in like one day,
yeah, that was
which
a major breakthrough.
to big channels might seem small, but like when you're a small channel, like both of our channels, right?
Yeah,
Having something like a 50 increase channel subscriber in one day is
that's
huge.
major.
And it also is a signal that like, oh, the algorithm has like started to score me higher, which is a good sign because you can have more of that to come. Has that have you gotten any more after that one day? Is it slowed down a little bit?
It slowed down a little, but like if you have kind of a theme, a certain theme on your channel, then you hope to get discovered with that specific theme. So if I'm making reviews, I would love them to be discovered. If I'm making like tips video or how to video, it kind of only lasts 2 or 3 minutes. So if I get discovered with only that specific video, then I don't get the organic subscribers, if you know what I mean. Like getting the subscribers to watch your reviews is better than someone who only watches you for this one specific trick you used. That's the problem here. Yeah, I got subscribers. I'm happy for that. But usually when I make how-to videos, I only get a few, and maybe I've gotten like 20,000 views for 2 subscribers. So since I don't produce
Interesting.
that exactly, since I don't produce that content for their liking and they're not coming back. So
20,000. views and 2
2 subscribers.
subscribers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I'll just say this. It's like, ugh, I hope you really don't quit because
Never.
I uh, I can guarantee it. If you just don't quit, it's going to be a big channel. It's impossible that it can't. It's just good content and it's entertaining to watch. I don't even
Thank
like
you.
playing the video games that you play, but like the way you do it is pretty cool. So I can't imagine. And you've been doing this for how many? 5 years?
Well, 5 years now. Started 2016 actually. So sixth year. Jesus,
Yeah.
time flies.
That's interesting to me because I would think after a year or two it would have taken off more. And I'm happy that
So
like
did I.
yeah, the consistency that you have is important, right? Like how do
Yeah.
you what keeps you driving forward? Like a lot of even me, it's like I'll do this for a year or two and let's see how it goes. But consistently doing it for 5 years, that's a lot of time and effort you've put into it. What keeps you moving forward with it?
Well, basically, as mentioned before, I kind of play the games anyway, so I don't want to waste the material and time. So I
Got
use
it.
the material. So yeah, that's like my own justification
Yeah.
of playing the game as well.
Yeah, otherwise it would be like just you played it, but now at least you played it and you've created content that like people can watch and maybe one day will like turn into a profit.
Hope so, but I've joined into many small YouTuber channels, and the statistics they post is not very, how to say, mm, it's not very good. Good is the word, because they get like 30,000 views, and maybe they make $20 if they're monetized. So I'm not sure.
Um yeah, the thing is like I if your channel was to blow up and you're getting 100,000 views, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can completely rely on the revenue that you would get from the
Mm-mm.
advertising. I think you'd have to think about one, the advertising, two, you maybe want to do like some affiliate work.
Mm-hmm.
Three, you probably thought about this already, but three is like you're already so good at like production. I'm sure you can do like a consulting thing where it's like if you got big enough and someone wanted like any kind of production help or and there's other revenues like to make money. So I'm
Oh yeah.
sure that even if you're driving this and you're getting $20, obviously that's nothing, but there's got to be other revenue streams when you make it on this channel.
Exactly, because you get like affiliated. You get like products for other companies, so you can just get extra revenue there. But I mean, I'm not considering, or I'm not putting that much emphasis on getting there, because that kind of puts a lot of pressure on me. So I'm just trying
Just having
to
fun.
take it easy and have fun. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
So
that's good. I think it shows in the content that you build, because if you're too focused on like on the end goal of the money specific target,
yeah.
it feels forced, I would say, and then your content doesn't feel forced. It feels like it's someone just trying to have like fun and creating good content. That's what I get when I see
Exactly.
it.
Having fun while doing it, that's the key here. That only, forcing it kind of wears you out, and takes the motivation too with it. So just having fun and growing, as you're producing your content, and everyone finds you organically. That's why I don't pay for ads as well.
Yeah,
And when people discover your channel, like it might happen in a year, it might happen tomorrow, maybe 5 years, but when it happens, they have a lot of content to go through. They have a huge backlog of videos to go through. Then you might grow exponentially from there. So
that's
that's what I'm hoping to.
that is true. I didn't think about that. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
quality over quantity, definitely.
Um, you have a really nice studio.
Thanks.
One is Has that evolved over time? Because like my studio, I call this a studio now. It's gotten a little better. Just yesterday, like I didn't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this. I never was like a big tech person where I could like do the camera stuff. But just yesterday, so yeah, I used to have I have a good camera. It's not a, it's like $150 camera, but it's better than like your laptop. And I used to have it
Oh
on
yeah,
sitting on my laptop, and that laptop was on this table. So every time I touched the table, I'd shake a little bit, and I
exactly.
just like
Camera
wasn't
wiggles.
thinking enough into it. And then eventually I was like, okay, let me put it on a separate stand. So I have it a separate stand right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I have you on a big TV behind. Right, so you're on a big TV, and my computer's down here. So it's like a nice little
Nice.
setup. I got some box lights, so if my face is like shining. But it took me, you know, in the beginning, it was just a damn phone. I was just looking at a damn phone, and maybe had like a little ring light, and then eventually it kept getting better and better and better. I think eventually it might be better. But I saw your studio. Your studio looks very professional. My studio looks like, yeah, this is some person who like is trying to figure it out, but doesn't have any professional experience with video production. you know, I'm getting there, but yours looks very
Definitely.
professional.
Thank you.
How? What was the process of getting it to where it is now? And do you still make improvements? Like, do you still look to make improvements in your studio?
Well, sound padding here was definitely the most important thing because even on the ceiling, it's all padded behind me with the same black
Oh,
mats. It's padded everywhere. But to answer your question, I planned this kind of setup for 12 years. When I started making videos, me and my girlfriend lived in three room apartment. Uh, all the rooms were smaller sized, so we basically used only one room for living, playing, recording, everything. The other one was training room, and the third one was kind of a warehouse for our hair color business. So, anyways, I was like cramped in the corner. I didn't have any setup. I never used face cam because I didn't have the studio. I had a bed behind me, so not appealing at all. And maybe I have two cats. Sometimes they were sleeping on the window sill. Uh, anyways, getting this idea of getting the studio, it wasn't overnight. I kind of planned this kind of layout and everything 12 years. And when we finally managed to buy our own apartment, I mean that was the goal. Getting like financially free was basically the thing I was waiting for in order for this all to happen. So I had it all planned out for years. I just, googled studio pictures, what I loved to look at, and kind of equipment I would use. So it was kind of pre-planned, yeah.
so you didn't go to school for video production? It was just a lot of
No,
Google searching.
yeah, video production wise, it was just trial and error. I did a lot
Got
of
it.
practicing on Windows Movie Maker.
And right, like, let's say someone who went to school for video production
Hmm.
versus you who never went to school for video production, but you've done it trial and error. Do you think you know just as much as them right now?
Oh, that's a good question. I think they know more
You
because
do.
they know they probably know how to use the operating system and the program itself more efficiently, and maybe they know more tips and tricks how to kind of get things done in more professional environment. Because I'm using very simple, easy to use Filmora Wondershare, not sponsored, and basically that's like a drag and drop and just customize everything. Sound is more important than the video itself. That's why I put most emphasis on is the sound, like sound effects or music or my own voice. That takes the most work.
So, what have you found is the best for at least your voice? Because that's relevant even for me. Like, how do you get your voice sound to be the best? Like, I see you got uh, three things I can see immediately. Is you just told me that the room is surrounded by, I forget what that padding. You have
Yeah,
the
basically, yeah.
mic and then the pop shield.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you've learned over time that like helped with the voice?
Um, when live streaming, there's not much that you can actually do. Well, there is, but it takes more effort. But recording wise, definitely, you need to use compressors, filters, de-essers, everything you can imagine to make this sound now kind of pop or make it a studio quality. So pump up the low end and kind of work from there. When it sounds right, it like blares in your ears, the voice.
Yeah.
So it's a god voice. That's what I always try to you know do.
But are you so you, I don't understand all that tech stuff. So the thing you're talking about now,
Hmm.
you that would be an after recording effect. Like I do my voice now and then I put some effects on it after. Is that what you're saying?
That works perfectly well too. But I have a preset ready already, so
That's in the
I
mic right now. That's in your
not
mic.
at the moment because it goes straight through sound card and through the stream, so it doesn't go through this recording app. But when I
Got it.
record, that's where the magic happens. The program is filled with those kind of VSTs. That's how they're called.
Got it. Yeah. I'll have to look into that one day.
I'm
I
not an expert at that as well. I know how to tim and tune the knobs, but I have a sound guy who actually made the preset for me. So every time I record, it's the same. Because what happens in some videos, you might sound louder. So you need a compressor in order to like make your soft spoken sounds as loud as you're screaming. So it's basically magic happens there in those VSTs.
got it. Well, for now I got this little mic.
Yeah, in
This is all I
podcasts,
got.
that's perfect. In podcast, that is perfect. But voiceovers and other stuff like that requires more
Hmm.
professionalism even then.
How many videos are you posting a week?
One, if that. I am a bit lazy, and if I don't feel like it, I won't do it because sometimes I even don't have enough material. Because maybe last game I played took about 120 hours, 130 hours.
One a week is a lot for the style that you do though. Like it's you know, you can't in order to do what you do, you need I would assume it's like once every 2 weeks because or once a month. Like that's a lot of work to plan everything together.
Oh yeah.
Plus plus you're not making any money from this right now, so it's not like you can put 100% of your time into it either. I would assume you do other things. And actually that's what I want to ask you is you are on your Facebook the founder of Genomes Invade and CEO at X something. I can't pronounce it.
Oh,
Are those
er,
current?
yeah. Erksad juuksevärvid. It's in Estonian. It's bright hair colors and gnome invasion as well.
So are those current things you're doing?
Yeah, those are my own projects. Well, my girlfriend is actually mm, mostly occupied with bright hair colors. We have an e-store where you can purchase like all vegan and hair-friendly bright hair colors, reds, yellows, whatever, all the colors you can imagine. And for me, I love doing several things besides playing. I used to design not video games, but board games and card games. And kind of drew them myself and cut them out and played them with my friends. But we both have now kind of released 4 card games, and I wrote a book as well.
You wrote a
Uh,
book.
I did, yeah.
Oh,
Just
beautiful.
one day I woke up and I thought I'm going to write a book. So it took me kind of 3.5 years. So step by step, every day I wrote something until it was finished.
Interesting. Okay. So we need to talk about that then. So the
That's yeah.
first, the card games. Are
Hmm.
those available? Like, can someone buy those card games?
Yeah. The final one is, but the
What is it
four,
called? What's the final one called?
it's called uh, Hidden Society of the Gnomes, Great Invasion.
Hidden Society.
Well, that's how the book is called. Invasion Guards. is the card game,
Okay.
and it's available on eBay and Amazon and my own webpage as well. But it's kind of a the book itself and the card game is it's a funny take on humans themselves. It's kind of I'm writing about gnomes, uh, but they're not really gnomes if you know what I'm saying in the book. So it's kind of that people can be so uh, predictable, funny, and weird. So I'm kind of using that as a metaphor and writing about gnomes doing that. So like every feeling like deja vu's, or you go to other room and forget something, and you forget what was that thing. So I blame gnomes. That's and where your sock after you're washing your socks, one is missing. Where is the sock? Where is the sock? Gnomes know.
So your book is about gnomes, and your card game is also about gnomes, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of used the same storyline and characters and built a world they live in, basically through a map and everything. And the book itself is kind of a pseudo history. It's a history looking at the viewpoint of gnomes did it. So I kind of used famous wars and everything and incidents that happened in those moments, historical moments. Then it was kind of somehow uh, guided with the gnomes' decisions in order for them to take over the world. So that was my like a humorous take on that.
Got it. So
Yeah.
the book is about like human fallacies told through the words of like gnomes to make it a bit more humorous about how imperfect and silly human beings really are.
Exactly.
Got it.
Hit the nail on the head there. Perfect description.
How long did it take you to write the book? You said 3 years.
Approximately 3 years. Yeah, I wrote it like uh, 5 to 20 sentences at a time, and just uh, at that time when I started, I had a kind of change in my mindset. I thought that I probably can do everything if I just start one by one. So I saw one of your podcasts. You were mentioning reading and reviewing Will Smith book. So it
Yeah.
started with the wall and the bricks one by one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of perfect description of what I felt at that time. So I just wrote the book one by one, one brick at a time.
Did you feel when you wrote this book? Did you feel like the way that you're saying the how the book is? It almost seems like you see how human beings act, but and human beings are like this, but for some reason we can't see the stupidity of our own decisions. So, like, in order to see the stupidity of our own decisions, we have to see it through the characters of something else. And then you can say,
Exactly.
oh, why would you do that? And then you look at it like, and then it's like, oh, wait, we did that for the past 500 years. And I don't know. To me, it's like you're trying to teach a lesson or something to people. Is that I know I get the whole book and the theme, but are you also trying to teach a lesson about, you know, what we've done as far as mistakes and how we can learn from them in the past? Is that an underlying theme?
Yeah, it kind of is. Is my screen frozen?
It's
I'm just
frozen. It's frozen, but the what I love about this whole this podcast
yeah,
thing, this Riverside, is that I'll get your local file that you have downloaded on your computer. So
yeah.
you won't be frozen on the podcast. It'll just be frozen for when I'm looking at you, but I can see you frozen right now.
Okay, I will quickly take a look at my camera if that's okay.
Good, yeah,
Because
sure.
if it overheated, then
Oh,
it might be switched off. Give me a second, please.
ooh. No
Mhm.
worries.
It still records, I think.
I wouldn't even think that my camera could overheat. That's a good thing to keep an eye for.
Exactly. That's what we discovered as well, because my girlfriend does. like streams, Twitch streams. She's an air acrobat, pole dancer. She does like stretching. She teaches everything sports related. So that's why the
So you always
camera.
have your camera on, basically.
She does. I don't. That's my first time operating with it, so that's why the
Got it.
difficulties here. I will quickly see if I can maybe. There's not much I can do here at the moment.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't see it being a big deal. If you want
All
it, you could
right.
take. Yeah, it's up to you.
No, I think that I'm good. So we can just keep talking. What was your last question? I totally missed it.
About the book, it
Oh yeah,
was our. I understand what the book is about generally, but are you trying to teach us? Are you trying to teach lessons to people of the past, like through? I know you're trying to, you know, show the human imperfections through through gnomes to make it funny. But are you hoping that that teaches people, like, hey, you need to have a better inward looking view of the decisions and ways you think because you can that can lead to bad situations. Just like look at the history of the past 500 years, wars and all this stuff. Like, are you hoping that it teaches people too?
that was the idea. To be honest, that was the main reason I started, and basically I used every possible. Well, I wrote down like snippets or sentences what I didn't like about humans' behavior, and for years I gathered this material already. So that in kind of mixed with humor kind of helped me write this book. Plus, I've also that time or a year before it, I read a lot of books. I started reading because the last one before that was Harry Potter. So you can imagine that it was a long time ago. So I read about like development books, like not psychology per se, but kind of how to reprogram your mindset, and of course getting wealthy books, a lot of those. That's why I also love your podcast, talks about those as well, and kind of put the ideas together to all squeeze it into the gnomes book as well, but make it sound humorous and people and get people engaged. But the problem with switching characters or kind of writing about gnomes kind of makes it a children's book, so people won't buy it.
When did you publish it?
uh, 2019, 2020. So when I published it and wanted to distribute it all around, the pandemic started and everyone said no, because I published it anyways. So I took all the costs related to the publishing. So usually when you get like an agent, or I'm not sure how they're called, so they kind of pay you money and print the book and distribute it. So I had to do this on my own, and still they wouldn't take it. So now I'm sitting on about 25 boxes. Each box has 60 or 70 books in it. And I'm just giving them out for free because every time when people order bright hair colors from us, we just hand them the book.
That's nice. That's like
Indeed,
a
it
nice thing
is
to get. What
giving
you should
back.
maybe like the cards and the gnome book can go together.
Yeah, they do. They do, because the book is not just a book. It's hidden with filled with secrets. It also has QR codes in it, so when you scan them, you get hidden messages. You get questions, or
Hmm.
you get
Interesting.
answers. If you enter them on my webpage, you unlock secret content for the book, like hidden gnomes or hidden poems. I'm sorry, and you get like downloadable content like music and artwork and behind the scenes. So the book is kind of filled with those QR codes. It also contains anagrams, hidden languages, like I use Latin. So when I'm saying like this guy is called Pronto whatever, that kind of means in translation a big dick. So, so if you don't know the meaning, you see it's a legit name, but since his personality is like bad, then you know that kind of it relates. But most people, they don't translate the names, they don't look for anagrams. But since the book is riddled with those, I can do whatever in the future. I can do games using the books. I can do like discover this hidden word in the book. I can do all of those. So I kind of prepped for the future.
It all sounds very interesting.
Thanks. It kind of as you can see, it also plays into the world of gaming.
Yeah, it all like ties together. It seems like your YouTube channel, your card games, your book, your website. It's all like related to gaming.
Yeah.
But you
When I did the trailer, I even used the Morgan Freeman impersonator to do the voice. That was amazing.
wait. You have for which trailer?
I did a trailer for Invasion Cards game. It's on YouTube as well. So I'm
And
not
you
sure
got Morgan Freeman's voice on that?
exactly.
How?
It's
Just
amazing.
like you're able to do
Fiverr,
that?
Fiverr, Fiverr has a lot of people like impersonating voices. So I
Oh,
took the
so
best one.
oh, that is very interesting. I sort of want to see that.
I will quickly look if I have the trailer here. But damn, I
That's
can't
funny.
find it. It is, and when it finally, worked together with the epic music and Morgan Freeman's voice and those funny gnomes and rats flying all over the place, it all blended together nicely.
Are
Uh,
your card games selling? You making money from that?
nope. Oh,
Interesting.
I found the link as well. It's Hidden Society of the Gnomes trailer invasion cards and gnome invasion written in the back, so you can later on check it out. But
You
yeah,
you'll have to send that to me.
I will definitely.
That's funny. And who did your artwork for silly? And actually, you know what? Why silly llamas? Why llamas?
Well, me and my girlfriend love llamas. They're fuzzy, they're cute, and at the beginning we kind of thought that we're going to do this together, and we're going to film and stream our stuff live. But I'm not that good, especially at that time. I wasn't good at communicating in English or giving reasonable feedback while I'm playing, because my brain kind of freezes when I'm playing the game. I just start stuttering and I can't get my thoughts through. So I did it
When
on my own, and Silly Llamas was just a culmination of that. Kind of, we figured a lot what to do with the channel's name, and there wasn't any good ideas there. It's a difficult
did
part.
you use silly because the content is humorous a little bit, and then llamas because you just love llamas?
Exactly. Well, I'm silly. That was the reason.
Yeah.
And I do silly and stupid things, and that's why I wondered it was good to be silly there.
Who did the artwork for silly
Hmm.
llamas? I like it. You
I
got
have
like
a good friend
Legos in
who
there.
yeah. Because I do. I love Legos. I don't buy them as much as I used to because they take so much room. I mean, buying like a huge set maybe takes a meter times something, and if you keep it together, your apartment kind of fills up really quickly. So getting Legos here is not a good option. But everything I bought, I always do unboxing videos and how it looks like when it's put together. But I don't do that anymore, that much at least.
Got it. So someone else did the artwork for you.
Exactly, yeah. My good friend, he's really good at drawing whatever, and his price is cheap as well.
I'm also seeing every once in a while. It seems like you step out of games. Like there's the worst Bachelor season ever. That's something that's not related to games. Are you?
It is not, yeah. Well, I tried to do several things because I don't know that what might be the breakout or breakthrough video.
Got it.
And as mentioned before, when I spend time on something, I don't want it to be wasted, so I use the material. So me and my
It's
girlfriend usually
it's
watch.
genius.
Indeed, it is. It kind of makes everything you do worthwhile because you can get the content out of it.
Yeah.
So the Bachelor season, we watched every Bachelor and Bachelorette season. Well, I was forced to in the beginning, at least, but I kind of started to ease into it. So, but the last season was so horrendous that I just wanted to make something, as I did with latest Matrix film too.
Do you travel? If you were to travel, would you do something with traveling?
Yeah, I thought about it. That's why we got the camera that's now frozen. But
Hmm.
that's why we got the camera, and I even got some wireless microphones so we can capture like travel footage as well. But there's an issue with that. I've thought about it a lot. When you go around traveling, uh, for my music videos, yeah, I do music as well. I have a keyboard and everything here. It's like a freelance production thing here. But
Oh.
making music videos for kind of about my travel. Like I was recording material to have something in the background of my music. So filming everything, it's a lot of work. So you kind of miss out on traveling because if you always keep your camera rolling, you're looking everything through the lens,
Mm.
and you don't feel the moment, you don't feel connected to the architecture, and it kind of takes a lot out of it. So I'm really thinking about maybe I shouldn't do travel videos. Just want to experience the resting, the getting away from everything stuff there.
Could you do it where you can experience both? Like maybe it's I don't know how this would work, but like maybe there's just a camera like on your head, like like on the head where the camera's like here, maybe so you don't have to focus on the camera lens, but you can just live and enjoy the experience, and then later have a thing to have a recording to
Yeah,
produce and mix down. That could be something.
that could be something, definitely.
It wouldn't be great because you're not specifically like using the camera to focus on certain images. It might just be a little messy, you know?
Yeah, you can cut them later, but as you're walking with something attached to your head, it's uncomfortable, and every step you take, the camera wobbles. So,
Yeah,
kind of
that's
the
true.
material that comes out might look horrible. Uh, and
Yeah,
if you're using a camera that has the option to kind of stabilize the image, those weigh a lot. So you have like 2 kilograms attached to your head. It kind of takes a toll, I can imagine.
that's true. I can, yeah.
But the idea is great, like keeping your hands free and your mind free. That should be possible somehow.
Yeah, you
Go
got to
bros.
that's hiring someone to follow you around with video camera.
Yes, indeed. That might work.
Yeah. All right. Also, the mute. You say you do music videos.
I do music itself, not the videos.
Do
But
you do you are you the voice? Like, are you singing or something, or is it just like
no,
the?
I'm doing like EDM, electronic dance music, which is
Got
like
it.
all electronic production, starting from kick drums to synths to have something like Tiesto would make, only not as good because otherwise I would have made it. Uh, but considering that I actually started making music with a PlayStation 1 game. So that also kind of ties into it. There
You
was
you
in
made music
19
with PlayStation?
exactly.
How?
Exactly. Well, there was a software or a game called Music 2000 released in 1999. It had basic elements of music production. It had like pre-made loops, kick drums, melodies, everything,
Mm.
basses, bass lines. So I just started putting together tracks there. And later on, when I got the PC, I imported the data there. It was a headache, trust me. And I kind of got interested into moving everything into computer. So in 2009 or 10, I started learning software for PC and slowly kind of learned. And every day did something, and until it, sounded nice and
And
cool.
now you do it on your keyboard.
Yeah, but I still can't play. I can't play piano for heck, definitely. But what I
You
can,
can't, you said?
I can't. Yeah, but
Got it.
I use my ears. Whatever sounds good is the right way to go.
Got it. And does that are you is that what's contributing to the YouTube videos? Are you doing some music in the background?
No, but I think that's contributing to creativity overall. Plus, I know how to operate digital music workstation, like audio station. I know how the programs work, and everything I've done before helps me provide like knowledge for the content and skills as well.
Yeah. Well, you do a lot of interesting things. That is a lot that
Time. That's the
yeah.
thing I have. That's the thing I have. I have a lot of time because I don't work 9 to 5 anymore. And then sitting on your ass the whole day doing nothing is horrible. It kind of demoralizes your existence.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like you have any downtime. You got a lot of things you're doing.
Well, my downtime is playing the games themselves. It's and I'm multitasking always. I'm not just sitting down playing. I have educational videos on my phone or laptop playing at the same time on the background. So I kind of tune down the gaming voices and music itself, and just listen to podcasts or just smart people talking. That also helps.
Yeah, well, you are a very smart person yourself, so people can learn from you. Um, Lawrence,
There's many definitely smarter people than me.
there's
Uh,
always smarter people everywhere, but you are a very smart person.
thanks,
You're
thanks.
to do all the things that you're doing. Wow. Like you need to spend time, energy and focus on that stuff. Like especially you haven't been taught it formally, so you're learning it by yourself.
Yeah,
You do everything that you put together. Like when I see the content, it looks all well thought out. It looks well produced. I would say in the next 5 years, you are taking off wherever you do. YouTube channel, games, book, it's going to work out for you because you think through it very thoroughly, and it's obvious that it's well thought out.
thanks for saying that. Really, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'd love to have you back on when you make it. You got to come back on the podcast, though.
I definitely will, and your channel as well. It's really I love the direction you're going. That's very important. So I will keep you subscribed and
Yeah.
wait every video you put out.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel, so I see the updates.
Nice.
Yep. All right, Lawrence, I appreciate you coming on here. It was a pleasure meeting you in person.
You
Well, I
as well.
guess can you say this is in person? Well,
It
in
kind of is.
virtual, it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, whenever I'm in Finland or whenever you're in New York, let me know, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. Estonia. I'll be here.
Sorry, Estonia.
No
Yeah.
worries. Yeah.
Which is south of Finland.
Exactly.
Yep, I knew that. I don't know why I said that. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you coming on here. If you want to send me any of the links, I think I have everything on. It's all on your Facebook page. I have all the links, so I can put that in the post. So I appreciate it again. Appreciate you coming on, and have a good rest of your day. And hopefully we'll talk soon.
You too. Thank you.
All right, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Bye.